The Romans stripped the queen bare and whipped her in front of her people. Her young daughters were then R-worded by Roman soldiers. Boudica and her daughters are left broken, betrayed, and humiliated with no kingdom to rule. But as the Romans head back to their provincial capital, Iceni nobles and soldiers step forward and one by one begin to pledge their loyalty to their queen. Peasants, farmers, even freed slaves take up their tools and rally around Boudica. They cannot stand the injustice any longer. This is their land, and they're ready to fight to get it back or die trying. Thirsty for vengeance, Boudica looks out at her loyal subjects and vows to free them from the Romans once and for all. She gathers her Iceni army and travels to the land of the Trinovantes. Once the most powerful tribe in all of Britain, they'd suffered the most humiliation at the hands of the Romans, who, after defeating them, built their capital city, Camulodunum, now modern-day Colchester, on their sacred lands. Upon hearing her mission, they immediately join Boudica's army, and together they sack Camulodunum. The Romans are caught completely off guard, and the Britons quickly overwhelm the small number of defenders stationed there. They begin massacring everyone they see. A few Roman soldiers rush townspeople into the Temple of Claudius and barricade themselves in. After a few days of trying to get them to come out, Boudica orders her soldiers to set the building on fire and burn everyone inside alive, and Camulodunum is burned to the ground. As word of Boudica's rebellion spreads through Britain, more Celtic tribes rush to join her cause, and her ever-growing army marches to Londinium, now modern-day London. The governor sees Boudica's massive army approaching and freaks out. He takes his best soldiers as bodyguards and runs away. When the Britons reach the city, they march in unopposed and begin to slaughter every Roman they see. No one is spared. Roman women in particular are mutilated as offerings to the Celtic goddess of war, Andraste. The Britons' destruction of Londinium was so complete that archaeologists today still find a thick layer of burnt debris beneath London's streets. Sensing the opportunity to reclaim their native lands, even more tribes rushed to join Boudica's army, and they marched to Verulamium, a city filled with wealthy Britons who would eagerly embrace Roman culture. In Boudica's eyes, these traitors were worse than the Romans themselves. As the tribal army approached the town, many residents began to run into the countryside, but Boudica issues orders to hunt them all down. For the third time, every citizen in the town is killed, and all buildings are burned to the ground. By this time, Boudica's fame has grown, and so has her army, to over 200,000 people, and they'd killed an estimated 80,000 Romans and Roman supporters on their march across the island. Against all odds, this ragtag alliance of Celtic tribes finds themselves on the brink of defeating the most powerful empire in the world. Realizing the next battle may very well be the decisive blow, the Britons bring their families with them in their march. They want everyone to be there in person when they finally regain their freedom from the Romans. But unknown to Boudica, her army was about to meet its greatest challenge yet. See, the Roman governor of Britain was this guy named Paulinus. He was a skilled tactician who was infamous for his brutality, making him the perfect pick to put down rebellions in the newly acquired territory. When Boudica had begun her revenge tour, Paulinus was busy fighting the Welsh, who were also resisting Roman rule. But now he's back. He has just 5,000 men with him and sends out a distress call across Britain for all Roman soldiers, no matter the age, to report to him, and he manages to scrape together an army of 10,000 men.